Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum everybody.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good evening to you, Lily in Penang. Yeah. And welcome to the Biz Lab. Ya, Business Lab Hermi ialah di mana kami PLF ni bergabung, berjumpa dan bersembang membantu antara satu sama lain, fokusnya kepada bisnes. Ya, maksudnya sekiranya siapa-siapa di antara kita, baik PLF atau bukan PLF, ya, macam Hermi hari ini guest kepada Kai, ya, tetamu kepada Kai. So sekiranya ada permasalahan bisnes yang ada nak dikongsikan di sini, boleh kongsi dan kami ini akan memberi pendapat dan cadangan. Ya. So ni apa yang dipanggil usahawan bantu usahawan. Ya. Nak harapkan orang lain bantu kita, nak kena isi borang dulu. Yang kita ni gerak dululah. Usahawan bantu usahawan. Ya. One day, maybe one day kita buat parents help parents, ya, same concept. Di mana, ya, semua berjumpa, berkumpul, and one parent gives an issue atau problem that they are facing with their kids, and all the other parents give their responses, ya, to help and assist, give ideas, ya. Because everybody seems when they are in problem, bila mereka bermasalah, mereka rasa mereka seorang ni dalam masalah tu. Ya. So dengan kita berkongsi tu, manalah tahu kot-kotlah ada kawan-kawan kita ni yang di seluruh Malaysia ni boleh memberi idea untuk kita menyelesaikan problem tersebut, ya. Dan selepas beberapa Biz Lab yang kita buat, benda tu terbukti, ya. So kita mulakan kepada siapa-siapa yang kemukakan apa permasalahan bisnes yang anda ada sekarang. Sekiranya ada, inilah masanya kongsikan, dan yang lain dengar dan respon. Ya. So, siapa-siapa nak mula? Malu bangau? Kaman, ni mula bangau-bangau dah keluar dengan kawan. Sril, you angkat tangan ke Sril? You buat apa tu Sril?
Bukan, pasang lampu.
Pasang lampu. Okey, saya nampak tangan you naik, saya ingat yang angkat tangan. So, sekiranya ada permasalahan bisnes atau benda yang nak ditanya, walaupun sekecil-kecil sekalipun, inilah tempatnya kita kongsi dan minta bantuan.
Boleh list start dulu?
Boleh, kan?
Yeah.
Baik.
Jangan baling telur je lah. But I have to ask, in this platform, as you know, I'm using MacBook Air. I'm having problem with my virtual background. Please help me.
Liz, the first thing is you do not mention that you're using a Mac, in front of these people yang some of them are using cheaper computers. Jangan sebut, malu. Say you're using Zoom and sekarang you tak tahu nak tukar background. Tak ada kena-kena dengan Mac ni.
Ada bila I guna ada bukan yang Mac yang murah tu, okay.
Yeah.
Because when I use this Mac, so my face invisible. Itu masalahnya.
Your Zoom account.
Kita mengalami masalah yang sama.
Kan, John?
Ini permasalahan Mac yang dia perlu dibawa ke platform yang berbeza. Jauh daripada maker-maker yang pakai komputer yang murah ni.
I'm not alone.
Alright, yang ni I'm gonna let gang-gang VLC tolong jawab kan. Ini your face seems to be there, so
Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Salam.
I'm Annie. So soalan pertama, how old is your Mac?
I think 3 years old.
Oh, baru. Okay, so now you go to bottom left. Nampak stop video? You see bottom left?
Okay.
Ada button arrow up?
Okay, ada.
Click on that one.
Alright.
What do you see? Do you see choose virtual background?
Yes.
Okay, click on that one.
Okay.
What do you see?
Okay, I nampak muka I, then virtual background, and I even place some of my picture dalam tu for pilih.
Okay. Can you click on any of those yang you nak pilih untuk your virtual tonight?
Okay, katakanlah I pilih yang ni. Nampak?
Sama.
Alright.
Sama, kita serupa.
I see. Okay, so we have a problem with a virtual background tonight. Yang lain-lain? Other pictures pun sama?
Ada pictures pun sama juga.
Ya.
Ada ke setting untuk
I see.
you have green screen or don't have green screen?
Ada. But if I I have a green screen, then I tak akan boleh pilih ada virtual backgrounds. It's only left none. That's it.
You can't even add in?
Tak boleh juga.
I see. Tak apalah kalau macam tu.
Have you updated your Zoom? When was the update?
Have you updated your Zoom? When was the last time you updated your Zoom? 3 years ago.
There's a latest update like 3 days ago.
Yes.
Yes, I did. Because
you did.
Yes, I did. But almost every day I have Zoom.
Kak Liz, your Mac is 3 years 3 tahun lepas punya Mac kan?
Ya, 3 tahun.
Okay. Kalau ikut Ijul punya umur punya Mac pun lebih kurang sama.
Saya 2014.
2014, sekarang dah 2020, lagi lama. So, I rasa you all kena tukar dah MacBook baru.
Yeah, it's a sign. It's actually a sign for you to upgrade. Actually, it's not a problem. Sebenarnya, it's a sign for you to upgrade. That's about it. It's either that atau banyak dosa-dosa you. That's why you tak tukar-tukar background.
Sorry Liz, I don't know how to help.
Thank you.
Ilmu I dekat tu je.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we are in the same boat.
Alright, never mind. Find out. This is not the platform for that sebenarnya. Sorry, Liz.
Thank you. Okay.
Alright. Selain daripada tu, tuan-tuan dan puan, sekiranya ada permasalahan bisnes yang nak dikemukakan, inilah masanya. Come on.
Kalau tak ada siapa yang nak mula dulu, boleh saya mula dulu?
Silakan.
Rizal.
Yes, go
Okay,
ahead.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Annie. Permasalahan saya is, I think every new startup punya masalah lah, is how do we reach the target audience. Rasanya dah penat no? Buat macam-macam effort kan. Is it messaging? Is it targeting? Is it, because I just created an academy, virtual academy, and the content is really for Muslim women.
Okay.
Tapi yang bagi I support, like, yang mengharukan I ialah orang-orang yang bukan Muslim. So like, what is happening? And these people private message me, on the side, Annie, this is really great. And my mentor is actually, I'm so fortunate. I signed on this mentorship program dengan Tech Sprint, and I got a lady from Facebook in California to become a mentor. Wow. So when I presented this to her the first time, she was so excited. Dia kata, this can really change the way we do business for their own population of Muslims.
Yep.
And then, and I'm getting all of this, but I'm not getting the participants. I'm not getting support from the people that I target it from.
Okay.
Jadi dosa saya tu apa tuan? Sumpah saya tak bangau.
Okay. Let's start with a few questions dulu, Annie. You kata it's a startup, so how long has it been started up?
I registered the company in September. So that's under 2 months.
All right. That's what have you done to solve your problem? Give me 3.
I chose Facebook and only Facebook to promote, because my own comfort level dengan Facebook ialah high. In terms of languaging, in terms of reach, in terms of using dia punya ads and all that.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Facebook, you've already gone on Facebook. That's one. Yeah. What else have you done? Give me 2 other things that you've already done to solve your problem. I create
materials to communicate what we are about. I've created videos, and I share these videos amongst my circles.
Okay. One more.
Itu two different things.
I know. If there was one more that you did.
Oh, if there's one more.
because we want to make sure that whatever suggestions that anybody gives you doesn't overlap what you've already done.
Okay, so I also try to be more visible by appearing at places, and where there is opportunity for me to talk about what I do, I will try, without being imposing without being too pushy about it. It's just Annie from the Muslim Woman Coaching Academy.
What places are you referring to that you show yourself to?
Places. Yeah. So I try and get invited for live shows. Shamelessly, I ask to be invited once, and 2 other times I was invited. So those platforms to communicate what I'm about. One was indirectly, but I think from that exposure, people can sum up that I am about helping women.
How many minutes exposure that you got that day? How many minutes exposure did you get?
Nothing.
No, I mean, how many minutes did you get?
Oh, minutes.
They gave you an hour?
3 minutes. That became 7. And then today was 45 minutes.
That's longer. Okay, today. Today they give you 45 minutes.
But I'm not a very good speaker. So for that reason, I've signed up to get coached privately to do public speaking, to be able to speak and think on my toes.
Well, for a person who has already got PLF mastery, never say you're not a good speaker.
Dosa. Okay. Pedal.
Hai yang audit you got.
I will remember.
I dosa besar. Okay, can I rephrase? Takut sudah. No, I'm saying I have a very high expectation of myself, and I want to be able to speak more smoothly without appearing as if I'm thinking.
All right, fine. We'll talk more about that one nanti.
I think I need to be NLP'd.
Alright, kepada saudara yang dengar permasalahan Annie sebentar tadi, dia nak macam mana nak dapatkan participants. That was a common theme in the past few business labs. Yes. Dalam masa yang sama kita nak understand Annie punya business ialah dia ada satu niche di mana she is wanting to have women to become coaches, and Muslim women in particular. So dia dah ada niche dah. Okay. So she's not getting the participant. So Zai, bagi cadangan apa yang boleh membantu Annie? Annie, take note ya. Silakan.
How to adapt on online learning.
Izal, sorry, nak bagi faham sikit lagi.
Ya.
Sebab saya Melayu sikit. Okay, yang Annie punya bisnes ni maknanya nak cari woman business coach. Itu ke partisipannya?
Target audience saya bukan business, but any woman yang sekarang berasa dalam situasi yang kusut, yang I need to speak to someone, I need to be able to find a solution to my problem. So it really doesn't matter she's in a business or she's a home housewife, any women. Sekarang ni I have already gotten 20 people. So I'm doing my second run right now.
Okay. Saja second run tu tak ada participant lagi lah.
My third run ada 5 orang.
Oh, okay.
I need because it's very cheap. It's only 39 ringgit, right? So I want to be able and it's dia ada 3 layers. Layer pertama is I teach them how to coach themselves.
Okay.
And that's only 39 ringgit, right? So I want to be able to funnel these people. So the more people that I have at this level, then I can funnel up to do level 2, which is coach others, and then to become master coach at level 3.
Okay.
Boleh can I give us not suggestion lah. I have questions actually.
Alright.
Okay, your target market ni siapa? What will be the demographic? What sort of people that you're looking into? Adakah makcik-makcik Kak Kia apa semua?
Bukan makcik Kak Kia. I faham yang golongan makcik Kak Kia dah ada banyak dibantu.
Alright,
My
cool.
background is corporate background.
Okay,
For 20 years, I work in 3 different industries.
Okay.
And I witnessed with my own eyes the kind of pain and pressure that corporate women go through.
Okay.
And we don't have anywhere to go.
Okay, actually this is during this dire situation ni, I think this is what people are sought after. What you can do, you can go to those companies like Malindo, Asia, you can speak to their management, have a, let's say, pick up, get their, do this pro bono service, get them to send their people that need need guided and coaching from you, and from them you develop. Because now people do not know you yet, but at least kalau you were to go to that kind of organization and you tengok company yang being hit, so definitely this will be the sweet spot for you. So go there, approach them, get them, give a free session, and then you connect with them later. But most importantly is now you're looking for avenue and you're looking where the fishes are right now. So I think those company yang tengah retrench, tengah ni will be a sweet spot because it suits your character, it suits your background, and you can speak their language in terms of pressure, kerja, apa semua. I think you can speak the same lingo with them. I think that my 2 cents worth of idea. Go to this company, pro bono, and then after that, if you need more, then you can always come at very affordable level. Anak you pergi rombongan Cameron Highland pun you bayar RM200. Contoh lah, bukan anak you, anak orang lain lah. So yours is RM39. You will they will never go wrong with RM39.
Yeah, and that's over 3 hours in a week.
Yes, actually masa saya dekat industri to do manufacturing, these are banyak benda yang especially ladies face tau. Bila pregnancy, you kena berdiri 5-6 jam. So sometimes bila cakap dekat supervisor yang lelaki, dia orang tak faham, they just know output. But they're mentally and physically under stress. So these are the niche business yang huge, yang you boleh pergi mana-mana organisation.
That's what I thought. It was huge until I do all my marketing and like.
Sebab apa? Sebab kita tak mencari seek and you will find. Kau find. Tapi kalau you mencari, insyaAllah ada. It's just that sekarang ni what we are trying to do adalah to structure your thought process. That's why Rizal is chunking down. You nak buat apa, nak pergi kat mana, so that dalam benang dalam otak you tu tengah berkusut. So we tarik one by one lah. So sekarang ni kita dah macam bukan bagi suggestion, tapi kita give some ideas untuk you tengok dekat mana yang you can boleh offer your service. Maybe at pro bono dulu.
Terima kasih banyak Tuan. That's very useful.
Okay, thank you Rudy. Thank you Rudy.
Alhamdulillah, terima kasih.
Big brother Rudy.
Can I add on?
Alright, please go ahead.
Okay, Aini, okay, because you kata startup kan, beginning memang begitu. Maksudnya, first you have to create your brand, okay? Very important for you to create your brand. Siapa you, for example, I just got to know who you are, okay? So itu sebab kita PLF. So kalau kita non PLF ni, siapa yang nak trust you? So for me, you have to create your brand first, okay? And it takes time. Seedling time is actually panjang tau. Kena start buat Telegram instead of FB, because you tengoklah MKN pun berapa juta dalam tu kan Telegram dia, sebab orang nak information, right? You have to nurture, okay? You tak boleh poach, okay? So beginning phase bagi saya lah, pendapat saya, sebab saya dah buat bisnes beberapa tahun, masa beginning tu memang struggle, okay? Sebab orang tak kenal kita kan. Orang lagipun ada banyak pilihan dekat luar sana. Walaupun kita boleh tayangkan apa qualification kita ada, tapi orang still akan tengok kita punya experience untuk that particular business. Okay, as I understand that you kata you ada pengalaman before, right? Okay, so itu pengalaman you during you're facing the real life, but pengalaman you in handling those women's, okay, macam mana? Itu maksud saya.
Yeah.
So basically keep on nurturing. I think you can expand. I think Sifu pun agree kot. Be in LinkedIn.
Be in LinkedIn, yes. Go into LinkedIn.
Yeah, sebab kalau you
LinkedIn bukan LinkedIn ya.
Ada sebut LinkedIn. Okay. Okay, sebab tadi macam PLF cakap, ditanya you siapa you punya ni kan, you kata corporate. Okay, so dekat situ lah banyak kan. Dekat FB, I tak kata tak banyak tapi dia variety. Sekarang ni kalau FB, even you buat apps pun dia mencabar sebab ramai yang tengah online sekarang ni kan. Sekarang tengah semua go for online, so banyak sangat promotion dekat FB. So it's like you know, orang tengok nampak lah kan macam tu. You have to come up with your videos. I mean when you coaching tu apa, and then a very important thing is that you have to brand. Nama program ni tadi apa? Muslim Women Coaching.
Nama company is Muslim Women Coaching.
Nama program you?
Program is Certificate in Women Empowerment.
Certificate in Women Empowerment.
Yeah.
Women's Empowerment. So what is that? I don't understand.
Okay.
I didn't say that I don't understand English. I don't understand the content. What's our vision? What's our mission for this program? What do you look forward? You have to clear that first. For me lah, for me. You buat apa-apa pun you kena tahu apa benda yang actually aim dia apa kan. Sebab you nak coach, mungkin ada CEO yang nak join, who knows. So you kena ready for apa ni, the VVIP client like that kan. Walaupun you charge RM39 je kan. Probably it's not about figure tau. Ini for me lah, for me. Sebab saya ada program yang mampu milik dan saya ada program yang high range. Okay. So it's not about price sebenarnya. Okay, some people like me, I look forward untuk pergi benda yang I tak bazir masa. Kadang-kadang murah ataupun free, tapi membazir masa I.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that. So you kena clear dekat situ. Bila you clear dekat situ, you will come up with a good writing. Okay, good writing, good apa ni, seedling things. Benda tu akan membantu banyak. Sebab kalau you tengok kat situ, I seronok tengok ni kan. Ni kalau I punya sister-in-law Alizakim tahu, dia suka. Sebab dia memang mualaf kan. So you should kembangkan lah. You should kembangkan. You kena sabar. Okay, sabar. Ada kita panggil startup part is like that. Okay, so you ada 20 orang tu actually big punya kejayaan.
That's a big number, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very big number for me. Congratulations for that.
Thank you, Nis. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nis. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, thank you. Orang lain? Yes, please. Silakan.
Okay, as a beginner, through my experience when I first started my business, the first thing yang saya buat adalah I get myself involved with associations. Yeah. So through associations yang mematangkan list Osman sehingga sekarang. That's why if you follow my SOCMED, you can see that I involve a lot of activities through Persatuan. Because to me, Persatuan adalah satu platform untuk kita dapatkan networking. Sometimes networking tu tidak semestinya direct with the persons yang kita target audience. But I always see someone secara inverted triangle where you see one person actually behind dia adalah potential maybe targeted client kita. Kalau untuk woman, I would suggest you join Perniagawati. Have you joined Perniagawati? Where are you based?
In KL.
Yeah, good. Saya boleh bagi Dato' Azlin adalah presiden.
I've met her.
You know her?
I have met her.
Oh, you have met her. Okay. If you want her number, boleh juga. I can give you. But maybe to be lebih beradab lah. I guess I will give her secretary or secretariat Perniagawati.
Yeah. I know Jay and Dato' Liz.
Good. Tapi belum join lagi.
Okay, I I have itulah. I have a situation dengan association ni. Maksud I think it's a mindset thing.
Okay.
I have to break that mindset lah. Kalau it's very important for me to do this, then I do this. Kalau it's, dia tengok the level of importance lah.
No man, Annie, just take it as it is right now. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
What Liz is saying, just take it as it is.
Yeah.
Your how you feel about persatuan, we'll keep it aside dulu. Kita jangan bincang kat sini dapat. Yeah. Just take the idea from Liz. Liz nak sambung lagi ke?
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes ada tak apa. We're not going to talk about that. But yang aim kita nak adalah melalui persatuan, you can get a lot of contact.
Yeah, betul.
Get involved actively. You have to become an active members. You don't have to be on board as a board members, tak perlu, because nanti you tak boleh nak deliver apa yang dia orang nak.
Yeah.
Just a member, tapi you can just pick and choose mana aktiviti yang you nak ikut or not.
Yeah.
Right? Kalau di Penang ni macam you're talking about women, your sasaran adalah women kan?
Yeah.
Di Penang mana Puan Lily kita, Madam Lily kita, we have Penang Women Development Corporations.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I'm about to say that I can actually introduce you to the CEO.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I've been.
Yeah, she's my close friend. Yeah.
Good. So every year they want invite. Macam last year invite secara physical, but this year invite secara virtual. So don't worry about branding. Branding for beginners memang quite tough. People don't know you. People don't care about your papers, but people want to know you more, better kan. Jadi you kena jual diri banyak lah. Itu je saya jual diri. Yeah.
Okay.
Itu aja. Back to you, Rizal.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you very much.
Liz kejap nak tambah. Liz nak kontak.
Kejap ya, Rudy.
Yeah.
Nak join.
Boleh. I'll kat dalam chat nanti.
Okay, thank you.
Rudy tambah, Rudy sambung.
Okay, last 2 weeks saya ada cakap dengan Talent Corp. I think antara institution yang banyak care about women is Talent Corp lah. Jadi you pergi dekat Damansara kot, kalau tak salah saya, dia punya HQ dekat situ, go and meet up with them. I think it's easy for you to connect with them lah. Dia seriously untuk pasal sekarang ni bila banyak buang kerja, part of it to coach them how to survive. Reskilling and upskilling is the in thing right now for especially yang kena retrench. So kita tambah skill dia, but most importantly is bagaimana dia nak manage diri dia when dia not with other coaches. Self coach is important. I think it's very good approach. InsyaAllah saya doakan yang terbaik, boleh jual. Amin.
Terima kasih.
So Lily kawan dia CEO tu kawan you, so kawan saya automatic juga lah, kawan kita semua. Kalau
boy, semua orang masing-masing tunjuk kawan dengan siapa, aku kawan dengan siapa. Nampak? Okay.
I can connect you with the Talent Corp as well.
Wow,
that's really good. Thank you so much.
Baik kau. Okay, there you go. I'm going to add my points pula ini. Yeah, my concern is more on your module, because the way I look at your advertisements, you've been putting on our PLF punya FB group, kan? Then I noticed that you have actually 2 kinds of certifications. One is that you just mentioned is now a certificate of empowerment. The second one is to be a coach, to be a coach to empower other people. Yeah.
Yes, betul.
This is me throwing things. Yeah. To get a certificate of empowerment, for many people, for me, I'm thinking about it. If I were to, would I go for a program just to get a certificate to be empowered? I wouldn't. I want to be empowered, yes, but it's not about the certificate too. It's to learn how to be empowered. Yeah. So I would suggest, this is me suggesting that don't really drive that certificate of empowerment part. Yeah, you have this program of woman empowerment, any style, for example. Okay, this is any way of empowering women. Contohnya, yeah, it's a program by itself. And then from that group tu nanti you ask, at the end of that program tu nanti you kata, are you feeling empowered now? Yes. Would you like to learn how to empower other people? And they say, yes. Now I have this coaching program called. Then you sell your coaching program. Yeah. So to me, your coaching program is your baby sebenarnya. I see that. The certificate of empowerment too is actually, don't sell the certificate part, sell the empowerment part. How any as a person, any as the facilitator, the PLF can help all these ladies in front of her to be empowered. From that group, there will be some people who stand out, who are leaders, yeah, and they said, would you want to learn how to coach and empower other ladies? And they say yes. Then those people to go for your coaching program. Okay. So relook into how you are selling that module too. Yeah.
I see.
It may be just a twist of words. To me, don't emphasize the certificate of empowerment, because I don't see any fresh graduate saying, I want to go for your certificate empowerment so that you can help me get a job. I mean, an HR person get, oh, you had to go for a program to be empowered. Doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, this is me saying it out loud. Yeah, Annie? Okay. So I would rather you relook into the module itself.
So Rizal, you're saying, say there are 3 levels, right? The first level is learning how to coach self.
Okay.
Second level is learning how to coach others. And the third level is learning how to train the coaches.
Okay.
So you're saying, I promote just level 1. And only when they are in the room, I go for level 2. Is that what you're saying?
Well, listening to how you break it out into those 3, how about it is just one program which has 3 levels, but these 3 levels too, you don't mention it. For example, yeah, the PLF program. I sell to you the PLF program, but I don't tell you out front. Yeah, even though I give you the program, but I don't tell you out front. You know, we are going for level 1, which is getting the presenter's mind and body. I don't really tell you out front before the program. I'm saying that you're going for this program to get you to become this professional learning facilitator.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a big
is one big program. But how that big PL program is actually made out of 3 parts. Actually, it is. I don't mention that really those 3 parts. As I'm going through the program, okay, this is chapter 1, and tomorrow we're going to cover that chapter 2. Yes, but when I'm selling that program, I don't mention that. I'm selling this program called the Professional Learning Facilitator. 1 program, not 3. Boleh ni? So rethink that. Relook at your module again. Probably you get a different perspective of it. Yeah.
So the 20.
Yes. Hang on, Nis sekejap ya. Annie, you were saying?
So the 20 people I have had, semuanya sign up. Not semua lah. I think about 6 people sign up because they want to be coaches. Yang lain tu sign up because they like the description that I had about being self-empowered, how to talk to self. So if I go with selling level 2 straight away as one big program, I will miss out on people understanding that this is also about how to talk to yourself. You know how
saying another program. You know, many PLF don't realize that the root of the PLF program is a program called the Take Charge Me program. Yeah, Rudy and Nis and even Liz, they've gone through the Take Charge program. They will understand this. Yeah, the root of PLF program is actually the Take Charge program. Now, if you can imagine this Take Charge program like your level 1. So it's called Take Charge. I don't even mention PLF one. It's called Take Charge. Whereby Take Charge is all about you. Yeah. If you don't learn to take charge yourself, don't talk about taking charge of work. Don't talk about taking charge of your team. You need to take charge of yourself, and it's a separate program by itself. Yeah. And then from that program, somebody comes up to me, sir, the way you present very good, I want to learn how you present, I don't fall asleep. What do you do? What kind of CA do you use? People don't fall asleep. I said, I have this program called the PLF program. It's a 5-day program, there you go. So from that, probably one day new program that they attend, suddenly they're interested in attend this 5 days new program, So it's a separate program by itself. So I see that I see similarities in your level 1 with my Take Charge program, because the Take Charge program later on built up to the PLF new program.
Right.
Okay. So relook at that module, probably go from there. Because the way I read what you show in your advertisement, if I were a lady, I would want to register. Seriously, I might just disguise myself, wear a tudung and quietly go into that. Wearing a mask and all, you wouldn't know.
But
yeah.
Is the proposition confusing when you read what I have to say? Do you get confused on what this is about?
To me, it's clear cut. It is. It's just that if I put myself in terms of a participant, I'm saying, why should I have a certificate on empowerment? I mean, self-empowerment. Why should I have a certificate of that? Really? So to me, that's not a selling point. To me, that doesn't really attract me. But if you come to me and you say, Riza, would you want to be empowered? Would you want to be able to take charge of yourself so that nobody bullies you in life? I say, yeah, of course. I have this program called Annie's Empowerment, contohnya. Yeah. Call it a different program to us. Yes, Lily.
Thank you.
Riza. Sorry. Actually, I also have problem in like how to put my course name, because like what I know, I just put very simple. For example, I used to put knowing you, knowing others, knowing yourself, knowing others.
Okay.
But then like I do not know how to put the catchy word. For example, if I say color break, or if I say communication, there are tons of people carry out the communication, so-called communication courses. So this is my, I'm having problem on that as well.
Okay, hang on, Lily. Let's finish Annie on that. We'll come back to you on that part. Yeah, Lily?
All right, thank you.
All right. So Annie, you have quite a number of ideas coming from people. Yeah?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the many ideas that you've had, which one do you want to act upon first?
Well, I know a lot of people in the corporate businesses, so I'll follow Rudy's advice. That would be the easiest, low hanging for me. I have to confess, I'm trying to rebrand myself phone. I want to leave that world behind and I want to start fresh.
Yeah.
That's another block that I have in my mind. I don't want to get connected to the people that I used to know.
Well, Annie, you were telling us you have this mentor in Texas, right?
That's right.
That's a clear sign that your program would be very useful for all these people outside Malaysia, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe in Bangladesh, maybe So if you really want to go away from that, okay, go away terus lah. Go and find your customers outside of Malaysia. And to do that, Facebook doesn't work. LinkedIn. LinkedIn. We need to see. I mean, I was looking at your posters and what you write in the posters. This is LinkedIn material. This is not Facebook material. People are leaving Facebook like they're getting rid of their Windows and they're going into Mac. You know what I mean? Everybody's migrating already. They're still with their Windows stuff. We are already going to, Linux and
I don't know. I have this situation about going to LinkedIn.
Okay.
Very inferior. I don't think I'm good enough.
Okay,
Riza, I would like to respond. Riza,
hang on, Rizwan. Just to point out to Annie, that's a big bangao. that she just came out with it. That was a big bangau. LinkedIn scares me, bangau. Really, come on. All right. Okay. Later on in this whole session, nanti I'll share with everybody something that we can start off in LinkedIn, all of us. Yeah, and we do it with such discipline that it will help promote us in LinkedIn. Okay. So I want you to remind me at the end of the whole session nanti what we're going to do. Yeah. All right. Rizwan, silakan.
Assalamualaikum, Andy and the rest of the PLF family. By profession, I'm a lawyer. Jadi saya tengok pada Annie tadi, bila Annie cakap tentang topik certification for women empowerment, bagi saya topik itu agak besar dan broad. Bila saya bekerja banyak dengan peguam-peguam wanita terutamanya dan saya banyak mengajar mereka, bila saya makin spesifikkan topik saya, makin mudah saya mendapat partisipan. Contoh yang saya mahu cadangkan adalah ini mungkin boleh buat satu program yang bertajuk mungkin self-employment for female lawyers. Sebab female lawyers sendiri banyak isu mereka yang sebenarnya dia nampak niche tetapi sebenarnya mereka sangat banyak. Okey, macam mereka banyak isu bukan masuk masalah. Contoh mereka datang pada saya, mereka perlu orang yang faham ke industri undang-undang tapi mereka faham masalah peribadi, how to deal with clients, how to handle businesses. So, pendek cerita adalah Annie bila mengajar, Annie kena mengajar gembala bukan mengajar kambing. Bila Annie mengajar gembala, ajarlah orang-orang yang mengajar, guru, peguam, doktor, CEOs, female officers, pengarah-pengarah wanita, ramai. Jadi mereka yang perlu diajar. Bila mereka ketua, mereka belajar coaching, mereka akan mengajar, mereka akan coach orang-orang bawah mereka. Orang-orang bawah ni akan di-coach oleh ketua mereka sendiri. I coach my own staff. I coach my own partners, wife. I have 9 partners and 10 lawyers in my firm. I coach them on and off because I learn coaching from Rizal, from Jamel. So bila branding tu sebenarnya nampak macam I think Rudy kenal saya selalu buat event untuk peguam. Frankly, kalau dapat 20 orang, 30 orang untuk event legal talk, alhamdulillah sangat bagus sebab saya dapat 30 very quality participants. Dan dia punya conversion untuk saya dapat business dari tu, saya akan dapat 5-6 conversion students, saya akan refer cases pada student dan they are lawyers. They are students but they are lawyers. So bila Annie cakap tentang women empowerment, saya tak nampak can you empower my mom ataupun my wife, tapi kalau dia cakap women empowerment for female lawyers, saya rasa ramai peguam wanita akan suka. Because they handle with legal cases, but they got so many issues with judges and clients and also with their own female lawyer partners. So your branding sebenarnya, the niche you go, the better. That's my suggestion. Thank you, Rizal, for the opportunity. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum, Rizwan. Very good. Thank you very much. Yeah, hashtag berhenti mengajar kambing. Very good, Rizwan. I learned that from you tonight. Thank you very much. Nice one.
Kita ajar gembala, masuk macam Rizal sekarang. Rizal dia mengajar PLF. Okay, dia mengajar. Saya guna perkataan mengajar. PLF mengajar pelajar-pelajar mereka. So Rizal ajar saya mengajar pelajar-pelajar saya. So they ask me, macam mana they call me cikgu, macam mana cikgu mengajar? How do you learn all these things? Saya kata because I learn. And then I know how to teach and how to deliver. I learned it from PLF and also take charge. Thank you so much, take charge in PLF. And to Rudy as well, my brother. Assalamualaikum. And Hakim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, Annie, you being helped by many orang utara ni. Ya, Rudy dekat Kulim, Rizwan dekat Penang, then you have Liz dekat Penang. Ya, dan Lily dari Penang ni semua orang utara duk tolong ni.
Oh, bagilah
si Nis pun bunyi utara juga dia tu. Dia pun utara juga, saja dia base kat KL.
Terima kasih semua. Alhamdulillah.
Okay. Alright, thank you Annie. Let's move on to the rest of you. Okay, sekiranya anda ada permasalahan yang anda nak kemukakan di sini, inilah masanya.
Rizal tanya macam Rizal buat dapat aha moments kita tadi. Maksudnya tadi kan Rizal advice Aini kata better kalau kita package kan macam PLF kan 5 days terus walaupun actually is a part punya kan episode dia. So maybe Rizal boleh share kan, maksudnya instead of contoh macam tadi kan, kalau kita sell RM39, lepas tu kita kena sell lagi, untuk episod-episod seterusnya kan. So macam mana, I mean kan pricing PLF kita tahu macam kalau beza lah dengan yang Aini punya. Aini RM39 je. PLF memang dah fix 500, right? Okay. Mungkin Rizal boleh share how do you do that? How do you convince people yang probably first time know you, something like that?
I don't convince. Hang on.
Okay, I use the word convince.
Rudy, I cakap dulu Kerana dia tanya Rizal, so kita Rizal menjawab yang ni. Number one, I don't convince, I convey. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's number one. Number two, Nis, kalau you ada buku kan, you tulis buku, you sell the book ke you sell the chapter?
Pasal ada content.
Do you sell the book or do you sell a chapter?
Book.
See, sama lah. I sell the program, I don't sell. I say at the end of the program, you're going to be a PLF. Yeah.
The outcome of the program, right?
Yeah,
emphasize that, right?
Exactly. The emphasis on that you will be this PLF. Who is a PLF? Then I'll tell what a PLF is. Yeah. Later, baru orang tanya, okay, what's the content of this program? Okay, I'll tell them the content of it. But my selling point is not the content of the program. I'm not saying, okay, if you buy my book and chapter 5 is very good. No, tak ada je. Adanya kata orang akan cari buku tu kat library, dia koyak je chapter 5. No, I'm selling this. I'm selling the whole book. Yeah. So the whole book is good. And this whole book is made out of so many things, yes, but the whole book is good. So go for the whole book lah. Why go for chapter 5 saja? Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Reza. Got it. Thank you.
And on that part on pricing, yeah, I put it at 500. If somebody comes to me and say, macam, yeah, people do come to me and say, ada ke special price untuk B40? Ada. And then I'll say, okay, what special price are you looking for? Langsung tak jawab, you know. So to me, 500, if you cannot make that 500, then you're not my customer lah. Full stop.
Betul.
Bukan sombong. Tak. Because I know there are people somewhere out there who can afford this. And and I know also people who collect money day after day just to attend my program. I know people who are jobless, but you know they're willing to borrow money because they know the program is good. So why should I give a discount? You know? Again, it's me putting value to something. It's not about the price. It's about the value that you can promote through that program. And the value that I promote is after the program, not only are you a PLF, but you're in this group of professionals called the Professional Learning Facilitator family, you know, PLF family, and your learning will continue. That's value. So when people talk about price, talk about value, full stop. Boleh? Yes? Rudy nak tambah sikit, Rudy? Rudy nak tambah sikit ke tadi?
Tadi saya tersebut nama Rizal lah actually. Tadi sebenarnya saya ingat soalan tu connect dengan soalan Lily about dia punya nama program tu. I'm not sure whether it's connected, so I pause for a while lah.
Okay.
Saya tunggu soalan ni nanti dia lah nanti. Alright, no worries. Thank you, Rizal.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you, Nis. Alright, anybody else? Atau memberi pandangan lain terhadap apa yang Nis cakap tadi tu? Boleh. Kalau tak ada, Nis, you okay?
Okay, saya dapat idea. Actually, it's good for my copywriting, kan? Sebab kita emphasize, sebab saya belajar sesuatu hari ni, kita emphasize on the outcome of di akhir program apa dia dapat. Macam itulah sebab rasanya kos sekat lahar tu pun mahal. value, we sell value, right? So I learned something today. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Alright, rest of you. Fazla, senyum sikit. Muka stres gila kenapa Fazla? Kau dah muka garang ni mana?
Tadi rasa Lily tanya soalan kan, Rizal?
Yeah, sorry. Lily, we going back to your question tadi, Lily.
Yeah.
Putting a name to your program.
Yeah.
You find it difficult to put a name to your program?
Yeah, it is. I do find difficult, because yeah, I mean, I attended the PLF, then I suddenly got a thought. For example, like you heard that I share about yin, right? The
Yes.
yin, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm thinking to put like yin and you. So then after like I follow with whatever, like for example, like yin and you, how to get successful in process management, for example, or yin and you, how to get your relationship with others. But I a bit unsure whether that works, because I know that out there's so many people talk about communication, relationship and things like that. So I'm not sure.
Okay. I would like to respond first on that one. Yeah. You have this program called Yin and You. Personally, I've heard that program. I gave you your mastery because of that program. Yeah. When you put a name to a program, it's your program. You know. I asked this question to Joe Navarro, body language expert. I asked him. I said, all this terminology that you put in your book, yeah, Joe. I said, what's it based on? I mean, is it based on a scientific study, and because of that scientific study, therefore they came up with this terminology and you're using that terminology? Because I know for a fact that Joe Navarro is a person who self-learned body language. Yeah, he didn't learn from somebody else. He was from Cuba. He migrated to America, and he couldn't speak sepatah bahasa Inggris. So for him to survive in America, he started to look at people's body language to understand the language. So the terminology that he came up with when he wrote his book, I was asking, where do you come up with this terminology? And you know what he said? He said, you know, one of the best things about writers is we can come up with any word we want, and then we describe it and we explain it, and everybody takes it as fact. So here's my suggestion, Julie. You say that this is your program. Your program is called Yin and You. Keep to it, lah. There is nobody in the world who can say that's not nice. That doesn't sound good. So what? I mean, I came up with stop bangawing. 13 years ago, I came up with that word, stop bangawing. What? I put an ing ujung, bangau dalam bahasa Melayu, stop pula kering bahasa Inggeris, and then ing ujung. And when people ask me, how did you come up with that word? I say, I have a license. Saja dia cakap, I have a license. I have a degree in English language and literature, and therefore I have a license to create words. And since then, nobody disturbed me. So once you put a word to it, defend it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you came up with it. And whoever says anything differently, you kata, so what? Just go ahead. Yeah, just say go. Now, yes, Lily, there are so many people who do courses on communication and stuff like that. Let them be. I mean, that's their program. We're talking about your program, okay? And you have this program called Yin and You. Wow, it's poetry to me, you know, it rhymes. To me, that's a wow already. It sticks in, it is now in Rudy's head. He's going to have nightmares after this. Trying to find out. Yeah, there you go. So hold on to it. That's my suggestion. Anybody else want to add to
if I
yeah, in fact, I steal the idea from result. I steal your text chart. I must have something. And that's why I choose that. Of course, there's a purpose because of that word, right?
Exactly. Okay, Rudy, could you add?
All right. Kalau if you were to ask me, it really resonate you lah. As a Chinese, I'm not being racist. It's just that when Ying and then come from you, Lily, I think that resonates very well. Okay, that is match made in heaven. Okay, secondly, you can use that Ying to as a base to any of your program. The Ying in your communication, the Ying in negotiation. The last thing is stop bangau Ying. So I think kalau if you are looking for a validation, you want to feel good about it, I think you get my blessing. I think it's jive with you, and you can be the mama son wearing the Chinese punya traditional dress tu.
Yeah, if I can do it, yeah.
So
Okay.
the only reason is stop bangau ying itu je.
Yeah.
I cannot use the word bangawi copyright from Rizal.
No. Lily, if it's useful for you and useful for other people in your world, it'll come back to be useful for me in the grave. So go ahead and use it. Go ahead and use it. No, I totally agree when Rudy said it resonates with you, because it's really warm.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if it's like Adnan Farouk comes out with yin and you, number one, it's Adnan Farouk. Number two, color tak kena. Seriously, Adnan and mine itself, we same color. You know what I mean? So if we were to talk about yin, Adnan orang gelap mampu Yeah, exactly. So it resonates. Yeah, exactly. It does resonate with you. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If there's nobody want to add to Lily, we can move on. Come on. If you have any issues or even questions, tak semestinya issue, but it's a question that's already bugging in your head, kan? Inilah masanya nak bertanya. Especially fokus kepada bisnes, ya. Kalau ada benda-benda personal yang lain, ini platform lain tu. Nak cerita tentang Zoom ke apa ke, tu platform lain, Liz. Okay.
I just want to get the team feedback lah.
Yeah, really.
Because moving forward with this, hopefully the pandemic will be over soon. But it really had an effect on the program lah. Contoh macam I was in KL, the next day ada program, petang tu they call, sorry Encik Rudy, we have to cancel the program lah. And maybe we need to be aware and of this what they call it, the clause that we need to put inside our program lah. It's just that for everyone to take note lah. This is what happened to me. I didn't get a single cent. My traveling, because I believe that this will not happen. They will not cancel in the last minute. I also did not put it in my requirement. Should the program be cancelled 24 hours before, at least some compensation in terms of transportation and accommodation. But something for us to take note lah, atau maybe I would like to ask a copy of apa yang Rizal letak, maybe saya boleh pakai jugalah dalam saya punya term and condition.
Okay.
Something that we have to be aware of lah. I mean, this is the new norm. The term and condition also have to be addressed jugalah.
I can share that with you, Rudy. I have.
No, okay. Alright.
How do I send to you?
Rudy letak email address kat situ, Rudy.
Just terus smiling ya, baru sampai dah.
Right. If you ask me, Rudy, personally, in my first interaction with my client dalam invoice atau dalam quotation, I don't mention at all.
Okay.
I don't mention at all. I have faith that for the first time, sekiranya dia buat hal sengaja atau tak sengaja, you know, I have faith that things happen. Okay, I take it as it is. Now, should that same client after a few weeks later or months later, even a year later, calls me up, then I remember what happened to me the last time. Then I'll put that in the clause.
Okay.
Only then, in that new invoice or the new quotation, I'll put it in as a clause by saying that please confirm the program 2 weeks before the date which you have agreed upon. Any cancellation after that, you are to pay 50% of the value which is in the quotation. Any cancellation 3 days before that, you are to pay the full value of that. Okay. Plus but I wouldn't plus anything. You just make things complicated.
Yeah.
To me, it's me telling the client, don't play with me. Full stop. Yeah. It's not really about the compensation. It's me telling the client, I'm not one to be bullied. I'm not that one that you can just bully and say, let's just sweep this under the carpet kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put my foot down. So that's me putting my foot down. So it's not really about the compensation. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now there is example of that in our PLF FB group. If you type there Rizal and Petronas, in the search too, you will remember how I dealt with Petronas, and I sent a letter to them, and they say, what? You're asking compensation of 40 ringgit ke apa ke? Padahal dia nak bagi I 10,000 kalau lah program tu jadi kan. But still, it's me putting my foot down saying, don't play. Yeah, and they cancel like a night before.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah.
So your problem is solved. Annie dah bagi how to write that into your quotation, kan? So that's all.
Thank you, Annie.
Alright, sambung. Ni Sheila ni dalam gelap ni kenapa?
Anak nak tidur.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Ingat tiba-tiba gelap ni.
Rizal?
Ya, saya. Ya, Kak Ita.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kak Ita, to those of you yang tak kenal Kak Ita, I'm operating my Tasca Tadika.
Alhamdulillah.
Kak Ita tak dengar, Kak Ita. We cannot
Kami
hear.
ada Tasca Tadika, Kafa.
Okay.
So masa musim COVID ni, we are running a program online. And those yang frontliners and working parents were only allowed to come to our Tasca, but not Tadika. We are waiting for the government to release the permission for us to run the Tadika.
Okay.
But whatever it is, we are just taking whatever happen lah. So next week, I'm going to have a meeting with the parents via Zoom. So for this November, we have no problem with the fees. 90% paid. Then we discount RM50 lah kan. So before they ask for discount, we have given the discount. Okay. So masa Zoom nanti, I want to get some word of advice from you. How best can I attend the meeting? If any of them like asking me, why should we pay full or 90% or whatever, sedangkan you are not running your center face to face, we are just online. At the moment, those yang cooperate tu, they're happy with the response of the children semua lah. But I'm just ada hati kecil sikit nak how can I overcome this? I want to get my guts, nak cakap dengan parents yang maybe one of them, seorang dua yang akan just in the meeting dia akan you know what I mean? Jadi apakah kata-kata yang I will like make them shut their mouth lah macam tu.
Jangan shut people's mouth. Marah dia.
No, because takut ada seorang
totally understand. Somebody may just bring that up. Yeah, setuju. Alright, tuan-tuan dan puan, anda dah dengar daripada Kak Ita kita ni. So, what would be your suggestion? How to respond to parents yang kata, kita dah buat benda online, takkan yuran Tasca tu sama kot? Tak sama kan? So, sila respond.
Satu dalam Zoom tu, saya Rudy, dalam Zoom tu biar repo as much as you can lah. Thank you parents yang dah bayar, kita appreciate because you nampak the future of your son, sebab tu you're willing to commit. Indirectly you put a pressure to others yang parent yang rasa macam alamak, anak aku tak bayar untuk anak aku. Sometimes kenapa kita harus korbankan RM90 untuk dia lebih pandai, wahal kita willing to spend RM90 untuk benda lain yang tak memandaikan anak kita pun. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jadi
awal. Thank
Jadi,
you very much for paying the fees and sending your children. It shows how how good parents you are to see the future of your prime minister in the house there, you know, in that sense lah, which makes them feel so guilty. Terfikir 40 kali lah nak tanya soalan boleh minta diskaun lagi ke tidak. Good one, Rudy, good one, thank you.
Yeah, good one. Because when you see behind the scene, my staff doing the online, memang sakit, you know. Whether it's via Zoom or via video call, you know, getting the children to come and respond. Memang.
The thing is,
okay.
Kak Ita, the thing is, Kak Ita, on that point, you and your staff je tahu penatnya. So why not starting today, put it on your Facebook, put it on your WhatsApp groups with the parents together. Tengok guru-guru kita sedang menyediakan bahan-bahan, penat lelah, pengsan, tidur dekat komputer. Contohnya lah, you know, tengah salawat tengah sujud ke tepi komputer ke, you know, and it shows how these people are so dedicated to get your children to become the best that they can be. You know, so you put it constantly, Kak Ita. When I say constantly, that one day to one picture, then selang 2-3 hari another picture to show how dedicated your teachers are. Penat-nelatnya teachers are, because the parents don't see that. They don't know that. They don't know the trouble that you go to ensure that everything goes well. So show them lah. Tell them lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, lain.
Tambah sikit boleh?
Silakan.
PLF Rosita. Okay. Lagi satu, kena awal-awal masa meeting tu dah kena virtual kan meeting?
Ya.
Dah kena beritahu dah perancangan kita, purpose kita, apa kita nak buat. Contoh macam saya dekat Lahazun, kami ada 200 lebih students. Disember ni seorang aja drop, lain semua continue.
Wow, nice meeting you. You are doing your own education juga
Ya, saya education. Tapi saya tak adalah buat tadika. Okay, cuma saya part dengan PLF yang Hayati Daud. Ada tolong untuk tadika. Cuma saya buat bimbingan. Okay. Ejku kan lagi takut kot. Orang kena tuition kan. Lagilah Disember patutnya relax. Lepas tu tak nak tunggu ni kan. Alhamdulillah daripada 295 tinggal 294 sahaja. Satu je drop.
Good.
So apa yang kami buat adalah kami nurture mereka, bagi tahu. Kami kata syllabus 2021 macam mana. Contoh kalau tadika sendiri yang saya ada seorang kawan, tadika Daibis tadi ada 3 branches, dia pun sama. Alhamdulillah semua continue. Okay, I'm willing to pay full amount sebab memang macam saya cakap, dia memang wawarkan. Dia bagi tahu apa cikgu dia buat, apa pelajar dapat. Dia bagi tahu Disember ni apa nak buat. Okay, and takut ada sedikit gertak. Gertak maksudnya bagi tahulah takkan nak keciciran lagi kan. 2020 tak ready. So 2021 memanglah pandemik ni akan berakhir. Persoalannya bila? So mungkin ada close up lagi kan, buka tutup. Tapi anak ni takkan kita nak biarkan dalam ni kan. So kami ni prihatin sangat. Prihatin kami prihatin, kami tak nak pelajar kami sayang sangat dengan pelajar kami. Itu antara ayat saya gunalah yang seorang je yang drop dan lain semua sama.
Okay. I like the word nurture. I like the word nurture. Okay, exactly. Actually, we have prepared also just to say to highlight dia punya milestone of the children that they should reach, you know. So when they realize that anak dia tak capai pada milestone tu atau perkembangan tu, of course they might be worried. So that's another point that we might highlight lah. Good point. Thank you for that. Okay, Rizal. I'm happy with these answers.
Yes, silakan. Thank you.
Saya tambah sikit ya. Ya, saya. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello.
Alright, pertama sekali, mula meeting tu, kita boleh cakap ada berita baiknya. Berita baiknya ialah kami tak naikkan yuran. Why? Yang pertama, sebab COVID ni, kami kena tambah equipment. Kami kena beli benda-benda baru, bahan-bahan baru, dan berita baiknya ialah kami tak naikkan yuran tu. Pertama. Yang kedua, selain daripada kami kena beli equipment yang baru, kami mengajar silibus baru yang tak ada dalam silibus sebenarnya, iaitu bagaimana belajar secara online. Jadi kita ada 2 benda baru yang kita add on tanpa kita naikkan yuran. Sekian. Assalamualaikum.
Face bump.
Alah, Cik Adnan. Dah nak naikkan. 2021 nak naikkan yuran.
Itu cerita lain.
Itu cerita lain. Itu cerita lain. Itu cerita lain. Thank you Adnan. Yusri, silakan.
Saya pada awalnya saya risau juga ketika nak tukar online kelas mengaji. So saya buat seminar bonding dengan parent lah. Iaitu saya pergi ziarah rumah-rumah parent. Saya bagi aiskrim. So itu aiskrim yang RM1 tu, yang 50 sen dulu kan.
Aiskrim Malaysia.
Saya pergi rumah-rumah tu, saya tanya khabar. Lepas tu mana-mana yang tak nak online tu saya memang pergi lah. Saya bercakap dia, saya nak bantu dia, anak dia ataupun parent tu macam mana nak buat online supaya nampak dia confident dengan kita buat online kan. So saya pergi, saya buat tutorial sikit, lepas tu saya borak-borak, saya bina model, lepas tu terus on je kelas online. Daripada tak nak tu jadi on. Lepas tu pakcik-pakcik yang mengaji tu yang tak nak online tu memang saya pergi ajar. Lepas dah lalah kata, alah senang rupanya mengaji online ni, telefon lah. Dulu dia kata susah tak nak buat. Bila kita pergi ke rumah, ajar, buat tutorial dan Alhamdulillah on je kelas online. So itu yang saya dah buat dan setiap sejak Oktober, November memang saya ziarah ke rumah-rumah parent lah. Buat sesuatu, bagi sesuatu bukan rasuah ni. Cuma nak bina hubungan tu.
Bina hubungan, betul.
No, I think it's a good practice because kita hantar all the peralatan, the aids, the learning aids we send to the house. Memang kita hantar, ada yang kita post, ada yang dia ambil kat
Thank you Yusri, terima kasih banyak-banyak.
Okay, thank you so much.
Kak Ita, if you can hear everybody punya cadangan tadi, it's all about communication Kak. I mean, the reason saya selalu berpegang bila ada masalah adalah kerana salah mesra kita tu tak ngam.
Salah mesra.
Dalam NLP kita belajar when there is resistance, it means there is lack of rapport. So when you have resistance, build rapport lah. If you're already expecting resistance to come in that meeting, this is the time you build rapport. And then build rapport tu antara benda dalam build rapport bukan setakat apa khabar sihat. Tak. It's about informing them, telling them the reason they feel that way, tak berbaloi lah aku bayar ni kerana mereka tak tahu. Mereka tak tahu apa yang Kak Ita buat. Mereka tak tahu equipment yang Kak Ita beli. Mereka tak tahu. Ceritanya mereka ni tak nak tahu problem Kak Ita. So Kak Ita jangan cerita problem. Kak Ita just tell them macam tadi, this is the equipment we brought up to ensure pembelajaran anak-anak tuan-tuan perempuan berterusan. This is the training we send our teachers to learn Zoom and bagai tu, to ensure that pembelajaran anak-anak tuan-tuan perempuan akan berterusan. Don't tell them about problems that you face. Tell them about the investments you're making for their kids.
Exactly. Right.
And you want to build rapport so good, they will feel guilty. They will say, tak apa Kak Ita, nak saya bagi lebih Kak Ita. Sampai macam tu.
Okay, memang I'm happy with them because diorang pun masa-masa musim bulan 3, bulan 4 dulu yang teruk tu pun some of the parents paid full. It's okay. Ini adalah my gift to the teachers because we need them later on juga kan. Just a segelintir lah that they are to overcome. Okay, thank you so much all. Thank you so much.
Thank you Kak Ita.
I have something to say.
Boleh.
Kak Rosita.
Yes, saya.
And everyone, semalam I was in a webinar and the topic is about, it was a random webinar lah, and he was talking about how he started his business at the age of 44 or something, from a employee to a business person, and he started to do real estate, tapi dia jual tanah aja. So bila COVID, tak ada orang jual tanah, apa lagi beli rumah, tak ada orang beli rumah, apa lagi nak beli tanah kan. Tapi dia kata he is one of the best earner of land sales in the country. And how does he do it? Dia pakai satu ayat je, legacy. He used the word legacy. I do this for the legacy of my own children and my own well-being. It's a legacy. And when I speak to people about my product, it's a legacy. Tanah ni ialah satu legacy. So when I thought about that, wow, legacy is a very powerful word kalau kita nak pakai dalam banyak hal lah. macam Kak Rosita punya situation pun, I think when you talk to the parents about, you know, the legacy is, you know, a good start or something like that, you know, I don't know the spin, tapi if you can fit legacy somewhere in your conversation, I think akan terasa juga kot.
Yeah, betul.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you very much, Annie. Thank you. Legacy tu yang tengah berlari-lari kat dalam rumah tu legacy sebenarnya. Ya, Kak Ita.
Apakah yang anda nak tinggalkan bila kita dah tak ada nanti? Of course anak yang soleh, kan?
Yeah, there you
anak
go.
yang beradab.
Anak yang berilmu.
Anak yang berilmu, anak yang beradab.
Yes.
Thank you,
Good.
Kak Ita. Thank you,
Thank
Annie.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you
everybody
so
else.
much. I like the word legacy.
There you go.
So I just to conclude, you know, it's about communication, it's about building rapport, it's about nurturing, it's about the legacy, it's about bonding, you know, and never to talk about problem, but to just talk more on what you give.
Exactly, because everybody has problems right now. So don't talk about your problems. Yeah, very good. Kita orang dengar Kak Ita. Don't talk about problems, because everybody has problems. Yeah. Change it in the way that, you know, this is the money that you give us.
Just talk about their children.
Yes, and what you're doing to ensure that the learning for their children continues from the money that they have given you already. Yeah, make them feel proud, Kak, that they actually contributed to your school, which your school is doing for their kids. Make them feel that they will protect your school. Okay. Thank you, Kak Ita. Okay, tuan-tuan perempuan yang lain. We are now at 9:55. Mungkin satu lagi, then we close for the night, and I will share with you that LinkedIn punya strategy nanti. Okay. So, come on, anybody? One more issue.
Assalamualaikum.
Faiza daripada Negeri Sembilan. Apa khabar? Sihat?
Alhamdulillah. Okay, saya nak tanya sikit ataupun nak share. Of course, saya involve banyak bisnes lah. Of course, semua kena bisnes kali ni memang semua kena hit lah. Cuma dalam latihan memang kena hit betul lah. But saya dapat a few comments daripada clients. Dia kata cara online ni tak bagus. Dia hantar kita, kata although kita tak boleh buat offline, kita buat online, kita fokus online. Dia kata some client, dia kata online tak sedap lah, tak ada dia kata macam itulah. So bagaimana kita nak convince? Ada research yang dibuat. Belajar through online ni ada something yang kata lagi bagi bagus daripada offline. So kita boleh counter member. Of course our new norm apa semua kan. To convince the client kadang-kadang, of course sometimes otai lah, contoh otai kan. Dia dah biasa offline, dia nak tukar pada online. You know, take times. So benda-benda ni semua kita nak tahun 2021 ni kita nak ubah mindsetting dia orang tu. Okay, go for online lah, no more offline lah kan. So benda-benda ni semua kita nak, saya kalau nak cuba ke arah situ.
Okay, so macam mana nak mengajak mereka ni bahawasanya online is the thing sekarang lah.
Yes. So dia very efficient atau tidak efficient? So of course ramai kat sini yang banyak buat online kan. Efficient atau tidak? Atau lebih datang 2-3 hari benda tu buzz blur. Habis. So nak buat balik tu habis. So benda ni yang mungkin kita boleh share untuk 2021 ni, untuk make our program, your program lagi orang kata bagus lah, orang suka datang.
Okay, thank you Faiza. Thank you Faiza. Alright, kawan-kawan, macam mana nak Faiza ni nak respon kepada klien dia bila klien dia kata tak best lah online, tak ada apa, tak ada ukhuwah, tak ada sanad yang betul. So, anybody want to respond before saya bagi pendapat saya?
Faiza, Tuan sendiri rasa macam mana? Online, teaching online tu rasa macam mana? Tuan sendiri?
Of course saya ni otai, aku cakap lah. Of course saya nak ubah tu memang take times lah. Terutama kali kita tak ada berhadapan dengan orang. Kita ni biasa depan dengan orang, borak, cerita, kena break kan. Suddenly you break seorang-seorang tau. So you nak bawa balik feel tu, it takes time, but I have to lalu jugalah, what to do? Sebab itulah nak tanya kawan-kawan kat sini, bagaimana kita nak counter ni? Kita diri kita satu, klien kita satu, dua benda ni. Alright, silakan.
Saya melalui pengalaman saya, saya sebelum saya boleh kata apa-apa, saya kena lalu sendiri. Sebab itu saya belajar VLC. Saya itu saya upgrade myself, I do VLC facilitation. So nangis tak usah cerita. Nak give up tiap-tiap hari. Punyalah payah, bahasa tak faham, penggunaan dia tak faham, and then the variety of the tools to recreate the experience dekat luar training room. Dalam training room nak masuk balik training room. Yang tu baru app lain nak masuk. Nak guna app tu, nak manage 3 screen, nak manage participant. Untuk seorang malam-malam, kita punya kabel sendiri, wifi pun tengah mati. So all this bermain dengan emosi. Kalau kita tak lalu, kita tak boleh nak describe dengan orang. So my best advice to you is lalu dulu. Kita tak nak counter benda yang kita tak tahu.
Buat je.
Okay.
Lalu dulu.
Buat je. Okay.
Thank you Annie, betul pendapat Annie. Thank you. Yang lain-lain?
Tuan Faizal, saya ada pengalaman yang mula-mula saya rasa mungkin saya akan sakit jantung, darah tinggi mengajar online. Ada budak-budak macam-macam perangai.
Okay.
Dan saya fikir saya ajak tim, kita bincang setiap minggu macam mana kita nak upgrade kita punya style mengajar online. So macam-macam idea daripada tim. Saya tak tahu Tuan Faizal ada tim macam ataupun bergerak dengan suara, saya tak pasti. Tapi dengan idea tim ni, banyak yang kami dah upgrade daripada kita mengajar pakai telefon, daripada kita terus pada Google Meet kita main game dalam online lah. So ada quiz boleh buat online macam ni, sebenarnya boleh. Cuma buat dulu macam mana yang Puan Annie sebut, buat itu dulu, nanti akan nampak satu-satu. Dan kita boleh upgrade daripada kelas online kita. Jangan lama-lama, parent pun message, Ustaz, kelas mengaji kelas lah. Dan budak ni kalau boleh, dia nak tambah lagi masa. Sekarang ni nak up, bila tahun depan saya naikkan yuran kepada tambahan RM20, semua orang tak ada yang membantah. Maksudnya alhamdulillah lah, proses kelas tu berjalan dengan baik. So insyaAllah buat dia dulu Tuan Faizal.
Okay, thank you Yusri, terima kasih banyak-banyak. Okay. Ya saya, Ejol, silakan.
Khabar bang?
Baik, alhamdulillah.
Okay, saya setuju lah dengan Puan Annie dengan Yusri. Yakinkan diri dulu, baru kita boleh yakinkan orang. So, cari jalan untuk praktis dan buat untuk yakinkan diri untuk boleh buat secara online. Itu yang pertama lah. Dan bila yakin tu datang, and then kita cari platform-platform yang percuma ke, kawan-kawan ke apa ke untuk kita praktis. And then katalah kita dah yakin tu, kita jumpa juga orang yang macam tu. Yang otak-otak yang tak percaya, kenapalah program nak kena online ni tak apa-apa kan. So cadangan saya adalah fokus kepada yang nak. Kan? Mungkin daripada 10 orang tu, 1 orang macam tu. Dan katalah dia otai tu, dia bagian jabatan sekian-sekian kan, dia decision maker. So cadangan saya, tunggu sampai orang ganti dengan dia lebih muda lagi. Lepas tu nanti dia akan belajar kita. Betul fokus dulu dengan orang lain dulu, sampai tiba-tiba ada orang ganti tempat dia, dia panggil kita. Macam tu.
Okay. Thank you Ejol, terima kasih banyak-banyak. Okay.
Can I share my thought?
Okay, boleh Lily, silakan.
Okay.
Lily, yes, Lily, yes.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share my experience. I'm actually work in the MNC company. So since the MCO lockdown, we every day online. So even though when I started, I also have the same feeling like your client. Oh my God, online, because my role is to support the company on people's strategy. I put people together. And I have that challenge. And I also find that you're online. After I attended the VLC and I attended PI, I can tell you, I didn't feel that I'm online. Honestly, I didn't feel. And what I learned from that is like just now, Coach Ijul, right? He's saying, you have to believe in online and confidence in online, then only you can influence people. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Like right now, I'm actually very glad that I attended this. Initially, I a bit hesitate whether should I go, should I not. But then after I go through, and to me, I actually didn't feel online. I think, Riza, you see my notes, right? I didn't feel I'm online because we are very engaged. Yeah, I didn't feel that. Yeah.
Thank you
So
very much,
the
Lily.
point is like, you have to believe it lah, you know.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Lily. Thank you very much, Lily. Faizal, saya nak tambah sikit kepada pandangan mereka-mereka ni. Faizal ni pernah tak masuk program online siapa-siapa?
Ada.
Zoom ya, bukan yang live yang tak ada interaksi langsung. Zoom. Okay. Did you like it?
Wow.
Wow kan?
Wow.
Okay. Would you want to do the wow thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So belajarlah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Itu satu. Nombor dua. Faizal bawa kereta apa? Bawa kereta apa? Yeah. What's your car?
X-Trail.
X-Trail. Okay. Boleh bawa kalau lah tiba-tiba ada Volvo jiran you boleh bawa tak?
Boleh tak?
Boleh kan?
Boleh.
BMW dia boleh tak?
Boleh.
Boleh. So European car walaupun dia bukan Japanese tapi European car you can bawa kan?
Yeah.
So it's just adapting. Ya. Daripada Samsung kita nak guna iPhone. Nak kena belajar sikit. Itu je.
Itu win.
Belajar je lah.
Again.
Yang buat susah tu Faizal bila Faizal kita nak kena berubah. Dia bukan berubah ni. Dia adapt. You're adapting. Ya. Izzah nak bagi contoh yang berlaku dalam PLF ni. Kita tengok contoh macam Annie Yahya. Beliau jadi VLC dulu. Bila dia masuk VLC, beliau dengan Lily, mereka masuk VLC punya program. Bila mereka masuk VLC, jumpa dengan Nazrin, antara benda yang Nazrin canang-canangkan dengan mereka ni ialah lepas VLC ni pergi belajar PLF. Kenapa mereka dah level VLC tau. VLC boleh buat program online, kenapa nak pergi belajar PLF pula? Antara sebabnya ialah VLC tu all this Zoom and Webex and all those the Mentimeter, semua teknik-teknik tu itu semuanya tool dia belaka, ya. Tool untuk menyampaikan ilmu. Tapi kalau orang yang menyampaikan ilmu tu tak bagus, gunalah tool macam mana canggih macam mana pun tak guna. Now, Faizal, saudara tuan, you dah PLF dah. Okay? And you ada banyak ilmu yang you nak sampaikan. Sekarang, okay, you dah tahu keadaan sudah berubah. Baik. So, apa tool yang lain yang aku kena belajar untuk menyampaikan ilmu hebat yang aku tahu ni kepada orang? Pergi belajarlah tool tu. Saya dulu Faizal waktu COVID berlaku sebulan, saya diam, tak keluar kat Facebook ke apa ke, diam. Orang lain duk sibuk dah, duk buat live lah, duk buat YouTube lah semua. Izzah diam. Kenapa?
Izzah menggul.
Izzah menggul. Ya, Izzah betapa, Izzah naik atas tu, Izzah diam. Dan dalam pertapaan tu kan, Izzah kata, aku nak buat apa ni? You know? Because I didn't know all this Zoom stuff.
Rizal masuk ikan paus, ikan nun.
Selepas sebulan baru nak keluar podcast. Podcast, kenapa podcast? Kerana Izzah tak tahu. Kalau Izzah buat Zoom, kalau Izzah buat YouTube, Izzah ni jadi apa orang kata perfectionist. Nak lighting yang bagus, nak kamera yang bagus ni. So sampai bila tak keluar YouTube punya video. Maka Izzah buat podcast, langsung tak keluar muka. Ya, mudahnya guna NLP itu podcast Izzah yang pertama. Yang menyebabkan daripada podcast tu Izzah sekarang ada audience ada dalam apa 300 orang sampai ke Amsterdam. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then Izzah kata, okay, now I can share my knowledge in a different platform. So Faizal nak jadi orang tu sekarang. Faizal nak jadi orang bukan saja hebat dalam kelas, tetapi sekarang nak hebat dalam online ni pula. Fikirkan macam tu. Jumpa, okay, tentang klien yang kata online ni tak efektif, Faizal cabar dia. Faizal cabar kata, okay, give me your stuff 1 hour. I buat program 1 hour dengan dia orang. Selepas 1 hour tu, kalau mereka rating saya kurang daripada 7, tak payahlah kelas dengan saya.
Okay. Pilot.
Pilot, one hour. Lepas 1 hour tu, you buat poll, tengok dia orang rating kurang daripada 7. Kalau kurang je daripada 7, okay, tuan, memang tuan benar lah cakap, memang saya ni tak bagus buat program online. Tapi kalau mereka semua bagi lebih daripada 7, maksudnya program online ni efektif, maka apa yang tuan cakap ni tak benar. Faham balik? Put it to that. Okay? Atau buat plagiarism. Ya, saya.
Can I share something?
Boleh Kak Ita.
Okay, Faizal, Kak Ita baru habis 3 bulan training kursus asam permata for the pendidik taska tadika. So before we took that project, I WhatsApp Rizal. Rizal kata tanya Nazrin, and then we collaborated dengan Hakim. So we proposed the project dan kita dapat. So then we learn VLC. Amazingly, when we did that, kita punya confidence level tu sangat tinggi doing Zoom and Google Classroom, comparing to other agencies yang juga buat training, the same module, same schedule. Outcome from all this, after 3 months, Alhamdulillah, our participants were very happy with our performance. And then kita just nak compare with other agencies yang banyak problem. Sebab we invited them to join VLC dan guna Zoom, at least guna Zoom. Dia tak nak, dia on degil. Dia kata Google Meet lah, then all assignment through email, WhatsApp. Memang orang kata caca marba lah yang punya program, because they got to cater like 90 to 100 participants per group, you know. So Alhamdulillah, dengan advice Rizal dan Nazrin, everything went well. All our material were in the Google Classroom. So kalau the student macam tu atau participant yang macam tak catch up, they can still look at the videos that we recorded kan dekat Telegram, and then they go to the Google Classroom to see the notes and everything. So it's all well organized. Jadi for those yang macam lambat pick up ataupun dia tidak boleh ada masa internet, dia ada backup tau. So everything is so dalam Zoom tu there's so much things that you can do. A lot of games and activities. Kita macam just tak face to face je. Just imagine kami ajar urutan online, urutan baby online. You know, still whatever, ajar how to do bahan kos rendah, everything online. Just that we tak face dia orang aja. Tak perfect lah, but then at least the first project was like because I listened to my sifu. Kata Kak Ita, go and get Nazrin, and then Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Rizal.
Thank you. Faizal, saja nak explain apa yang Kak Ita cakap tadi tu. Khusus
Asuhan permata.
Okay, saja nak tunjuk ya. Baik, give me the book, baik. Okay, here's the book. Mana buku? Here's the book. Setebal-tebalnya.
You got the book? Subhanallah.
Of course. Setebal-tebalnya. Now you bayangkan orang-orang berumur. Kak Ita punya cikgu, Kak Noni Lobis, seorang PLF juga. Dia mengajar this topic ni melompat-lompat je depan kamera tu. Practically, seriously. Bukan saya cakap lompat sampai literal punya lompat, tak, practically dia lompat ke ujung saja nak menyampaikan buku ni. So to me, Faizal, it's not about the platform, it's not about the Zoom, it's about how you present through that Zoom.
Okay.
Now, my personal experience dalam PLF, I had that same kepala tau. Boleh ke I bawa PLF, macam mana buat worst case scenario dalam Zoom? And then I had to trust my content. My content can bring that. Saja saya ni nak menyampaikan in the excitement yang menyebabkan orang still have that feeling. So, Izzah buat strategi. Izzah buat WhatsApp group supaya, dan Izzah masukkan beberapa PLF dalam WhatsApp group participant supaya hubungan keluarga PLF tu wujud dalam group tu. Bila masuk program tu, saya main peranan dengan Nurul dan Fizal supaya bila ada masa nak buat aktiviti, ada aktiviti, mereka boleh pecahkan dalam breakout rooms, you know. So it was really planned, you know? And best thing, Faizal, the best comment yang saya dapat, Rudy, tolong sampaikan that comment, Rudy. What you think of the My PLF program? Tolong cerita sikit. You dengar this comment, Rudy. Microphone, Rudy. Microphone. Your mic, Rudy.
Okay, this is not paid advertisement, tapi saya sendiri yang duduk dalam program tu, I can feel as if Rizal conducting the program face to face. That much I can tell you. Tak ada ubah apa, tak ada apa, tapi the program itself, the design itself, and then satu kita yang nak deliver ni kena seronok. Kalau orang yang mengajak pun macam habis bateri, ya tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, tutup kedai. You must be excited. Dan the excitement yang not because you are my sifu lah, but I have to tell you the truth so that
Yes.
you can feel the energy sama as if kita dalam classroom. Jadi kalau dah attend, tengok macam mana energy yang kita bawa, engagement yang kita buat, and how sensitive kita nak tengok the crowd tu. InsyaAllah, you have to trust yourself first and then trust the content yang kita akan deliver. Hidupnya program tu because of the content dengan orang yang nak deliver tu. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum.
Okay. Boleh Faizal dapat banyak idea.
InsyaAllah boleh.
Tambah sikit, mungkin boleh Tuan Faizal tengok team building virtual. Banyak idea kat situ juga.
Team building virtual.
Ambil kau. Team building virtual. Ambil kau.
Ya, team building virtual ada. Marathon virtual pun ada.
Ambil kau.
Ambil.
Bayangkan Faizal, saya tengah belajar body language daripada Joe Navarro. Dia duduk Amerika, duduk virtual dengan dia ni. You know, and body language.
Pakcik belakang tu kah? Joe Navarro.
Itu uncle Joe Navarro.
Bayar.
Baik.
Okay, sebab macam saya kan, hari tu saya join yang Cambridge punya back to back daripada 11 pagi hingga 6 pagi esoknya.
Ambil ke?
Ambil.
Yes. 1 minit 1 dunia. So it's really ramai orang-orang warga-warga senior citizen juga ada dalam tu. We stay sebab content dia best sangat.
I'm talking about sometimes proposal tu macam persaraan lah. Contoh.
Ya. Kami ada ramai senior citizen.
Persaraan. So orang otai.
Ya.
Dia perlukan kursus tu. So every year memang benda tu ada. So kita nak go for yang of course dalam nak mengurus emosi, kewangan. So
ceritanya Faizal, mereka belum jumpa Faizal lagi. Mereka tak tahu cara Faizal sampaikan. So Faizal bagi dia sampel. Give them a sample. To prove that. Again, it's all about communication Faizal. Mereka ni dalam keadaan tu kerana mereka tak pernah lihat, mereka tak pernah jumpa, mereka tak kenal lagi Faizal. So show them, give them a sample, 1 hour punya sample.
Okay, insyaAllah.
Tapi satu lah, saya punya, kalau mengikut perkataan yang ayat-ayat yang Tuan Faizal gunakan, dia macam moving away sikit lah.
Memang.
Tapi sebenarnya
Faizal tu orang yang
bottom line dia, bottom line
saja nak tengok dulu, okay? Right?
Bottom line dia adalah you kena yakin untuk deliver. Because bottom line yang nak deliver adalah kita.
Rudy, dia moving away, you kena scare him. Faizal, hang tak berubah, hang ketinggalan.
Yeah.
Sila jual aiskrim kat tepi jalan tu.
Aku jual kuih.
Jual aiskrim pun pakai Shopee tau.
Faizal, takut-takut program yang Tuan Faizal buat ni orang lain dah buat online, lepas tu dapat 100 participant. Macam mana?
Ambil kau.
Wow.
Yang buat tu Tuan Rudy.
Yang buat tu Tuan Rudy.
Allah. Soalan dia, kalau bukan anda siapa, kalau bukan sekarang bila?
Tuan Faizal buatlah free session, panggil-panggilkan kawan ni. Lepas tu kita ada sampel.
Good point Sheila.
Bagus lah. Betul Sheila, saya nak pencen lah.
Test it out on the PLF. Kalau tak nak test out dengan orang luar tu segan lagi, masih segan, test it out on the PLF. Kerana dalam PLF ni kita ada people yang hebat.
Macam Kak Ita.
Satu saja saya kena cabar juga ni. Satu topik yang dilontar agak saya. Strategi pemilihan perniagaan zaman COVID.
Ya Allah, gila bawa virtual tu.
Ini satu lagi yang saya kena cabar.
Ikat tangan boleh buat topik tu. Seriously.
Coach Adnan boleh bagi coaching, settle.
Adnan boleh bagi konten. Ejol boleh bagi cara nak menyampaikan.
Dia orang tak nak tiru medek, tak nak tiru scan, dia orang tak nak tiru tu, semua kat market. Benda tu dia kata tak nampak. Telefon dah. Nampak scan buat.
Tuan Faizal, dah ada orang buat 1,000 participant. Maaf ya, lambat.
Kang Faizal.
Ada, saya satu dia
Kang
orang.
Faizal.
Kejap, saya buka. Satu, usahawan ni ramai. Alhamdulillah, saya buat usahawan juga kan.
Abang Wing. Abang Wing lah.
Dia orang dah lontar macam-macam. Mak cakap, tahu, MDEC dah ada, e-scan dah ada.
Faizal, kena ingat, Melayu mudah lupa.
To me, Faizal is about you dulu. Settle you dulu.
Ya, thank you Sifu. Nanti saya invite semua lah insyaAllah.
You hilangkan bangun-bangun dalam kepala you. Okay, settle dulu. Kalau tak betul juga, nak aku dengan Rudy buat switch pattern kat kami buat. Okay.
Thank you Sifu. Thank you everybody. InsyaAllah. I learn something new, insyaAllah. Boleh.
Alright.
Tunjuk lagu satu.
Apa dia?
Lagu.
Boleh.
Okay. Syatira ada tanya soalan dalam chat. Ya, Syatira.
Ya, saya.
Ya, you tulis sesuatu dalam chat. Dah dapat jawapan ke belum?
Dah dapat dah. Cuma nak tips apa beza adapt dengan sustain, sebab kita contoh sebagai untuk menyampaikan kita tahu online tu macam mana. Tapi sampaikan kepada student tu sendiri yang dia kena faham sekali dengan online.
Okey. Nak faham adapt dengan sustain ni macam ni lah. Di Selangor kadang-kadang tak ada air, kan? So ceritanya kami tahu tak ada air pun paling panjang 4 hari lah kot. So kami tahu kami kena simpan air untuk 4 hari. Itu namanya sustain. Okay. Adapt tu kami pi korek telaga. kami tak tahu air tu berapa lama nak tak ada, maka kami korek telaga. So we adapt to the situation terus. Macam COVID kan, COVID kita tak tahu berapa lama kan, maka kita adapt pakai Zoom. Kita still do our business of presenting knowledge, tetapi melalui Zoom atau Webex atau Microsoft Teams. We find a way. Itu namanya adapt. Itu bukan sustain. Sustain kita tahu ada jangka masa. COVID ni setahun. Kita just tunggu untuk setahun. Simpan duit untuk setahun. Tapi we don't know kan. So we adapt. Boleh?
Boleh.
Alright, good. Thank you, Syatira. Alright, so I'm going to share with you a LinkedIn technique that apa kata kita semua be involved in that project supaya kita ni kelihatan di LinkedIn. I'm going to address this to Annie sebenarnya, and the rest of you dengar and pay attention because we need to do this together. Annie, I used to be part of a group called in LinkedIn, whereby they invited us into this group, and they invited me into this group because my followers were more than 10,000 at that time. More than 10,000. Now, before that invitation, my presence in LinkedIn is setakat apa yang I copy paste dekat Twitter, I copy paste kat Facebook, I copy paste dekat LinkedIn. I wasn't really looking at my followers until that invitation. Baru I realized I had like 24,000 followers rupanya kat LinkedIn. So this group, they call themselves at that time Top Voices Malaysia. Okay, so I joined that group. Dr. Prabha was also a part of that group. Now, one of the things dalam Top Voices Malaysia yang kami practice, first we will all put into a WhatsApp group, and then every time any one of us keluarkan a post on LinkedIn, we will share that link to that post in the WhatsApp group, and each and every one of us will go and visit that post, and we will either like atau share atau comment secara berjemaah. Now, when that happens, contohnya Annie keluarkan post, and then Annie share dalam WhatsApp group, dan saya tengok, Annie dah keluarkan post, so saya pergi klik situ, saya akan like atau share atau comment. Now, what will happen is my followers yang 24,000 orang tu will also get to see that post. It will cross in their timeline juga.
Yes.
Yang menyebabkan it's funneling through. So bayangkan each and every one of us contohnya have at least lah 5,000 followers on LinkedIn, contohnya lah. Okay? And secara berjemaah dan secara berdisiplin, every time salah seorang daripada kita keluarkan satu post, maka kita masing-masing pergi ke post tu, like atau share atau komen. Ya. Kalau tak suka pun, at least komen, cakap tak suka. dia bukan kita, walaupun aku disagree, aku like je lah. Itu hypocrite namanya. Komen lah, kita tak suka, aku tak suka apa yang kau cakap, komen. Because dengan kita buat ni secara berjemaah, maka kita punya presence di LinkedIn tu akan lebih menonjol. Yeah. Look at my followers now on LinkedIn, melompat-lompat. I have dulu lah orang nak like saya punya LinkedIn punya post tu. Satu post tu mungkin 5 likes kot. Sekarang dah berpuluh-puluh. Kadang-kadang yang agak popular tu beratus-ratus. Ada satu posting ni dah 3 tahun, ada masih orang duk like. So why don't we all put ourselves in one WhatsApp group sebagai satu, orang kata apa, test group lah. Okay. So apa kata Ejol, wujudkan satu WhatsApp group. Nama group tu ialah PLF LinkedIn Project. PLF LinkedIn Project. Alright. Dan kita masing-masing buatlah post apa-apa dekat LinkedIn tu, panjang pendek tak kisah, ya, tapi bermanfaat lah. Jangan, kita kena faham, Faiza terutamanya Faiza, post-post dekat LinkedIn dengan post-post dekat Facebook dia berbeza, ya. Facebook kita masih boleh cerita tentang kuih apa sedap ke apa ke, di LinkedIn kita tak cerita begitu, Faiza, ya. So pastikan dia post-post yang bermanfaat. So share that post tu, dia punya link tu kepada WhatsApp group. Nampak je salah seorang daripada kawan kita keluarkan post kat situ, mai pakat kita pergi dekat dia punya post tu dan kita like atau share atau komen. Nak buat 3-3 pun boleh, salah satu pun memadai. So kita ni ada dalam 23 orang, bayangkan 23 orang ni buat macam tu. And you get that point?
I really like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So all of us, yeah. Siapa yang tak ada, Sheril, aku tengok muka hang tak tahu pada LinkedIn. Hampir buka. LinkedIn ni ada bahasa Melayu punya version. So tak ada sebab kita ni tak buka LinkedIn. Especially Sheril, hang nak lebih jual hang punya mineral water tu overseas kan, takkan hang nak Malaysia market saja. Overseas punya market kan. Hampir jual kepada orang dekat Laut Mati tu. Air tu.
InsyaAllah. InsyaAllah.
That's the semangat. So, Ejol, if you can put the link to the group tu kat ni. If you can put the link of the WhatsApp group dekat chat box ni. So masing-masing masuk kepada that group tu and then start creating your post for LinkedIn. Yeah. And then we do that secara berjemaah, secara berdisiplin. Okay. Saya akan monitor siapa yang tak like ke, dia asyik nak suruh orang like dia punya post saja ke, saya sendiri akan jentik dia keluar.
Mungkin Rizal boleh, mungkin siapa yang tak ada LinkedIn lagi, mungkin boleh belajar dengan saya, belajar dengan Hani ya. So yang Rizal share kan, dia ada khusus untuk brandingkan diri dekat LinkedIn, macam mana set up everything lah. Nice. Saya attend course tu juga.
There you go. So tak erti nak guna LinkedIn. Izzah pernah awal pun tak erti, just post je situ. Wasn't even expecting anybody to like. It's just about having a presence. LinkedIn. Now, tuan-tuan perempuan, saya dapat projek-projek di Vietnam dulu adalah melalui LinkedIn.
Nice.
Yeah, and now I have projects coming in through LinkedIn. Semalam saja I was coaching, ada seorang lady from Bangladesh yang boyfriend dia mandrem dia. Dapat dia daripada LinkedIn untuk coaching dia semalam online. Pakai Skype. Faizal pakai Skype, bukan pakai Zoom. Tahu apa dia Skype tak? belajar. Okay, so can we do this? Bagi thumbs up sikit kata, yeah, can do this dulu. Alright, can. Even Fazal nak jual kek pun, LinkedIn level. Hang punya kek Fazal, LinkedIn level punya kek. Hang bukan Facebook punya level punya kek. Hang dah sampai quality of your cakes Fazal is LinkedIn punya quality. Come on, start getting customers from there. Yes, Annie.
Sorry. How does it work? Kalau kita post dalam LinkedIn, if nobody likes, it will just fly through, right?
Yeah, true. It just fly through.
So
it is important that we all like atau comment and whatnot, so that it gets into the timeline of our followers. Any ada tak LinkedIn punya account? Ada. Okay.
I rarely get likes.
Yeah, because you've not met people like us.
I have, but then it's not updated. I got to update.
Okay, yes, exactly. Update, which includes profile picture and stuff like that. And something which I practice, my own secret. Something which I practice. I get my followers. I'll connect with people with HR. So anybody dalam, the assistant manager in HR, I go and click to connect. Nampak aja HR connect HR, and I don't pick and choose. Contohnya assistant manager ke atasnya, tak everybody, because I know these fresh graduates, even though they're fresh graduate in HR, they're going to be somebody nanti, so they might as well know me now. So I just connect. If they want to connect with me, okay, fine. If they don't connect with me, never mind. There's so many other people to connect with. So do that. Do that. Alhamdulillah, I connect with everybody. At the same time, I tengok muka juga kan. Kalau muka macam Fazla, macam garang, then pick somebody else. Alright, tuan-tuan dan puan, okay, let's do this. Let's do this as a project and see how we start to have a presence dalam LinkedIn.
Is that chop?
Yeah, chop, Zuli, chop.
Okay, I have a question. So, what's the process like? Let's say tomorrow morning, Lily post, Lily have to update dalam group, I've posted something, please support me. That kind of process?
Just letak aja link kat situ. Once you put that link kat situ, it's for all of us to respond to it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, saja pastikan link tu useful. If you start tunjuk, aku makan apa ini breakfast, tak payah. After 3 times you buat macam tu, I sendiri akan jentik you keluar. Because LinkedIn is not Facebook. In fact, orang menyampah bila dia nampak Facebook punya posting dekat LinkedIn, dia dah mula menyampah. Dharma, do you have a LinkedIn punya account? Yes, okay. So you you already connected with me, kan? Are you connected with me on LinkedIn? Belum. Okay, you want to connect with me on LinkedIn. Dalam ramai-ramai orang di sini, rasanya I have the most followers on LinkedIn. So connect with me. And Nis, you already connected to me, kan?
Yeah, done. I'm one of your raving fan.
There you go. So let's do this, okay? Sebagai satu project, especially for those of you yang berada malam ni, and let's have a presence on LinkedIn. And di situ this is one way lah kita boleh bantu satu sama lain untuk wujudkan muka kita, presence kita di LinkedIn tu. By apa pun kita punya business, regardless of whatever business that you are in. And please, you want to move to LinkedIn. Facebook is for all people now. Facebook is for all people. Young people tak masuk Facebook lagi. Young people dah masuk ke mana je, ke Instagram and TikTok and whatnot. So Facebook is for all people. Sharing memories. So move on. Make a name kat LinkedIn. Time to make a name kat LinkedIn. Walaupun nak jual cake sekali kat LinkedIn. Cake level LinkedIn. Okay. Alright. If there's nothing else, tak ada. Thank you very much for the experience. Thank you very much for your sharing, your suggestion. Ini adalah satu benda yang kita nak continue to help one another. Lagi banyak kita bantu orang, lagi banyak Allah nak bantu kita, insyaAllah. On that niat, atas niat itu. Dah ada apa ni? Dah LinkedIn punya apa ni? WhatsApp group? Okay, set. Alright. Nanti kita join that group. Alright, so thank you very much. Oh yeah, just to remind everybody, next week, Friday, Business Lab will be a bit special sikit kerana kita ada special guest, Nazri daripada Sambal Cekno. You all know what Sambal Cekno is? Yes, Sheila, Angguk, kata you tahu apa Sambal? Yeah, okay. Nazri of Sambal Cekno is a PLF. So he's going to share, he's going to be there, he's going to be on our Business Lab to answer questions. So for those of you, especially for those of you in the food business, anda nak hadir Business Lab minggu depan hari Jumaat. Kepada mereka yang not in the food business pun, I'm sure banyak kita boleh belajar daripada Nazri, daripada dulu buka kedai makan, dulu jual kereta, sekarang dia punya bisnes ramai hebat. So cadang-cadangkan kepada geng-geng PLF yang lain especially, kerana next week kita punya Business Lab will be a very special one. Tomorrow kita ada audit, so kepada mereka yang free, mai join tengok support geng-geng kita yang nak kena audit. Kepada mereka yang belum pernah audit di sini, anda nak dapat pengalaman orang lain, apa cerita audit, okay. So mai masuk, okay. Thank you very much. Yes, saya.
Just announce siapa nak menyumbang. Tomorrow our staff going to go out giving free lunch for orang-orang yang memerlukan. So we are going to the flats ataupun rumah-rumah orang susah. So siapa yang nak menyumbang, Kak Ita menjadi perantaranya lah. So can PM me.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
Thank you, Kak Ita. Alright, no one announcements. Okay, terima kasih everybody. Good night everybody. Stay safe.
Thank you, Rizal.
Thank you everyone. Thank you, Rizal. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Good
Rizal.
night.
Terima kasih. Terima kasih.
Go out slowly.
Jumpa lagi. Assalamualaikum. Selamat malam.
Terima kasih.
Thank you, Rizal.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Rizal. Thanks everyone.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Lily. Thank you, bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Sifu.
Sifu, seminit, 2 minit boleh?
Boleh, Anan. Seminit
Aku member parlimen tau.
Aku nak kira seminit, mula sekarang.
Allahu Akbar. Okay, Sifu. Nak tanya pendapat Sifu, Google Meet dengan Zoom.
Apa soalan dia?
Soalan dia, apa kelebihan, apa kekurangan dia?
Pada pandangan saya, Zoom jauh lebih banyak, jauh lebih senang, jauh lebih banyak dia punya my experience using it. To me, Google Meet dia agak complicated for me. I don't know, is it because I'm using Mac and then Google Meet ni is not Mac friendly, saya tak tahulah. Di pandangan saya, Zoom dah memadai untuk buat macam-macam. Nak buat breakout rooms pun boleh. Google Meet adalah antara software yang pertama buat breakout rooms. Dia boleh pecah kepada kumpulan. Zoom kemudian. It's just that Zoom sekarang ada breakout rooms, So if you're asking about the non-technical part, experience part, saya akan guna Zoom dulu. Zoom nombor satu, Webex nombor dua. In terms of senangnya nak guna, senangnya nak belajar. Zoom nombor satu, Webex nombor dua, Google Meet nombor 42.
Sebab tengah buat pertimbangan Sifu untuk nak ambil yang berbayar tu lah kan. Kalau Zoom yang tak berbayar ni tak okey lah kan.
Well, in terms of costing saya tak pernah bandingkan. Iza bandingkan dari segi senang.
Bukan berkenaan dengan costing. Maksudnya kalau yalah saya pun duk Google tengok cari apa kelebihan kekurangan antara Google Meet dengan Zoom ni. Google Meet katanya
Anan patut tanya Nazrin.
Oh, alright. Okay.
Kerana Nazrin dalam bidangnya VLC ni dia dah test banyak tools. Okay.
Alright.
So elok dia lah dari segi ilmu dia, baik tanya dia. Okay.
Okay.
Izzah ni lebih kepada user punya experience ya. Saya sebagai pengguna dan dalam pengalaman saya walaupun Google Meet sekarang ni dah banyak improve, saya masih selesa dengan Zoom dari segi senang belajarnya, dari senang gunanya, senang share slides-nya, you know.
Okay.
Ya, dan banyak improvement Zoom sekarang ni ya daripada Zoom dulu. So I will stick to Zoom first lah. In terms of security, dulu Zoom ada isu-isu security dulu. Well, itu dah semenjak problem tu keluar, Zoom dah perbaiki dia orang punya security issues dah. So to me that issue dah tak ada lah, tak wujud lah lagi dah.
Okay. Sebab Zoom Google Meet kan dia bagi sampai 30 March tahun depan free.
Okay. Go ahead. Sementara dia free, go ahead.
Itu yang nak tengok mana yang okey lah kan. Yang patut digunakan.
Izzat guna dua benda sebenarnya. Satu adalah Zoom. Habis tu untuk streaming Izzat guna eCam. eCam ni hanya sesuai untuk Mac punya komputer. eCam ni adalah di mana contohnya Adnan nak buat live. Adnan masuk eCam dan dia boleh live dengan Facebook dan YouTube serentak. Ya.
Okay.
Mungkin Adnan pernah didedahkan dengan StreamYard.
StreamYard.
StreamYard is dia punya version untuk komputer-komputer yang lain.
Okay.
Untuk geng-geng Mac ni kami guna eCam.
Untuk pengetahuan Sifu, sekarang ni kita tengah guna Zoom ni. Saya pakai MacBook Air.
Oh tu dia. Okey, alhamdulillah. Pandai-pandai belajar dulu.
Beli daripada Mat.
Okey, belajar.
Ya, tengah belajar kan.
Okay. It's just about relearning itu je.
Sifu ada masa sikit lagi kah? Sifu?
Boleh.
Okey, yang saya pergi rumah Sifu cerita pasal kos 99 tu, okey. Isunya ialah orang masih nak bayar kos yang mahal.
Okay. So buatlah lagi satu program yang level mahal.
Tak, bukan. Saya memang ada dua kos. Satu yang 99 tu yang macam saya cerita kat Sifu lah. Untuk platform, untuk saya himpunkan usahawan dan bila kita buat secara online ni tak ada isu pun sebab tak ada kos sewa dewan apa semua tu, okey. Tapi orang masih nak bayar yang kos satu lagi yang beribu-ribu tu, kan?
Okey, so apa masalah dia?
Itulah dari segi pembelajaran lebih kurang saja tapi bila sebut harga okey kami pilih yang package B, contoh macam itulah. So adakah persepsi orang tentang harga ni dia rasa 99 mesti belajar tak banyak basic. Ada harga ni memainkan peranan dari segi persepsi.
Of course, some people think that contohnya kita ada seorang PLF namanya Taufik Tan. Dia buat modul, dia pakai perkataan sebombastiknya dalam bahasa Inggeris, ya. Padahal dia sendiri nak cakap bahasa Inggeris pun agak terketar-ketar juga. So saya tanya dia kenapa guna perkataan bombastik ni, dia kata. Kerana dia punya khusus ialah untuk dia punya audience adalah orang yang baru nak kahwin.
Oh, okay.
So I kata, kenapa you guna all these bombastic words? So dia kata, well, persepsi dia ialah kalaulah dia guna bahasa mudah, nanti orang kata tak berbaloi nak masuk program-program ni, kena ada bunyi bombastik lah sikit.
Okay.
So it's not just about price, it's the words that you use and how you package the product lah, kan?
Okay.
Saya lebih nak menekankan, adakah itu menjadi masalah kepada Anan yang orang nak bayar beribu-ribu tu? Kalau ya, itu menjadi masalah je, Izzal bagi nombor akaun Izzal je.
Bukan, maksud saya tak ada isu pun Izzal, kan?
Okay,
Cuma saya nampak dari segi keseimbangannya tu, okay.
Okay.
Besok saya cerita kat Izzal lah, yang package 1 year tu 99. RM99, 12 syllabus, okay. Package satu lagi RM5,997. Okay, so 5,997 tu maksudnya dia boleh join semua program yang 99 tadi tu, and then extra dia 6 kali personal coaching. Itu je lah.
Well, how about yang 99 tu pergi jumpa orang yang memang tak ada duit untuk bayar 99.
Okay.
So kepada mereka, pergi cari orang yang tak mampu RM99. Buat sini mungkin Anan dah jumpa orang-orang yang mampu RM99. So kepada mereka RM99 itu nothing.
Betul.
Boleh bayar lebih.
Okay.
So pergi cari contohnya di rumah anak yatim. Contohnya lah, rumah anak yatim, mereka mungkin 15 tahun ke atas ya. Mereka tidak ada RM99. So you offer kepada sekolah anak yatim tu atau badan yang menjaga mereka, bahawasanya saya nak latih mereka ni dalam kursus ini yang orang lain bayar RM5,000, tapi untuk tuan-tuan mereka ni hanya seorang RM99. So that agency itu bayar untuk mereka.
Alright. Cerita dia macam saya cerita kat Sifo itu. Saya nak dia orang masuk platform 99 tu. Baru dari situ kita tengok sebenarnya apa yang kekurangan yang you all ada. So saya akan channelkan kepada PLF yang sepatutnya. Contoh yang kita ada ramai PLF lain yang untuk dia orang ambil advance package dan sebagainya kan. Maksud dia macam itulah. Yang niat saya macam tu kan.
But if it's not working, then you need to tukar strategi Anan. Kalau itu tak membawa orang untuk, I tahu niat you untuk supaya geng-geng PLF boleh sama-sama contribute dan sama-sama dapat duit daripada projek tersebut.
Ya, itu satu Sifu. Tapi yang sebenarnya objektif dia ialah saya nak dia orang belajar apa yang dia orang nak belajar untuk improve dia orang punya business.
Okay.
So kadang-kadang mungkin ada topik Shopee. Dia orang tak perlu pun nak belajar Shopee. Jadi tak perlulah ambil syllabus tu. Maksudnya pergi kepada topik ataupun benda yang memang dia orang nak tahu.
Well, buat masa ni Anan, kepada saya bendanya masih baru lagi. So how about giving it time? Bagi tempoh untuk Anan. Untuk semenjak you dah launch benda ni 6 bulan kemudian, kat mana benda ni? Then you decide. Adakah benda ni perlu kita scrap atau modify atau just focus on your 5,000 punya program. Masih boleh buat business school Anan tu, tetapi business school elite lah.
Alright. Dia isu dia yang saya nampak Sifu, dia orang tak mau bergaul, tak mau bercampur.
Itu di situ kita sebagai facilitator tu main peranan. Macam contohnya dalam PLF punya program untuk mewujudkan mereka ni bercampur supaya semangat kekeluargaan PLF tu diterapkan, saya masukkan mereka dalam WhatsApp group sebelum program lagi. So mereka dalam 2 minggu sebelum program dah dimasukkan ke dalam WhatsApp group tu, dan Izzal masukkan beberapa PLF tu supaya diwujudkan interaksi antara mereka dah. Okay, so by the time dah start program, semua dah mau bergaul, membantu antara satu sama lain sampai ke audit. Tengoklah main audit esok. Tengoklah macam mana mereka bergaul. So mungkin strategi Adnan di situ, kalau itulah yang nak diwujudkan supaya mereka berinteraksi, how about masukkan mereka dalam WhatsApp group awal-awal, berinteraksi sebelum program tu lagi. Boleh. So you masukkan orang macam Mus ke, your staff tu lah, Mus masukkan dalam grup supaya dia main peranan supaya facilitate that interaction antara satu sama lain tu.
Alright. Thank you. Okay. Okay, terima kasih Sifu. Rudi.
Thank you.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum.
Rizal, a quick one.
Ya, boleh.
Okay, dua perkara. Yang e-camp tu untuk compiling soalan-soalan untuk nak tanya you lah. So how do we interact from there? Let's say I have few questions lah yang nak tanya. Macam mana kita nak so that boleh dijilidkan ke atau di record somewhere so that menjadi reference to others. Itu soalan saya yang pertama. Yang kedua adalah macam mana untuk saya nak start tulis dalam LinkedIn, tak nak tulis banyak. Can I just copy code dulu for a start, make my presence felt, and then tunjuk gambar-gambar program, and then how does we make it more impactful? Ada gambar, ada story. I just want to learn from you lah so that content tu boleh jadi content yang indirectly market dari saya. Which is my question lah.
Let's answer the second question first.
Sure.
My experience dengan LinkedIn at the start was whatever I wrote on Twitter, macam tu like copy paste on Facebook, macam tu like copy paste on LinkedIn. No change at all. Yeah.
Okay.
Which after a few years, again it's years, after a few years, people start to know me as a person yang if you want to talk about motivation, then this is the page that you refer to. If you want to talk about NLP, this is the page that you refer to. Now, even at that time pun, it was still not much until that group of people yang I met tu, apa yang panggil tadi tu, apa nama dia orang tadi? Top Voices, Top Voices Malaysia tu. Di situ to me, I felt that LinkedIn really melonjakkan my presence on Facebook. It's suddenly like you see how people view my notes, how people like my posting tu meningkat, mendadak-dadak, so only then from I feel that LinkedIn really put me up. So it needs everybody punya effort to be like that. So I thought it'll take you a few years lah to get there. Now your postings too, from my point of view, it must be useful. Either you share somebody's posting ke atau newspaper article ke apa ke. Even if you put an article of a newspaper kat situ, there's some words from you to say, I find this useful, this is the learning I got from this article, and then what do you say? You want to put out that question, what's your feedback about this? How do you feel about that? And then you see people responding to you. And those people who respond to you, you engage. You engage in the comment section too. You continue to engage them. And then you go and visit dia orang punya page pula. And you find something which they wrote. And then you say, that's a good, and you engage with them there pula ke situ. So that helps in your presence on LinkedIn. Okay? That's how you engage them.
Okay, alright, good. Terima kasih.
On LinkedIn pula, they also have groups. Macam mana Facebook juga ada groups according to your interest. You may want to join those groups. Macam I join groups when it comes to HR, when it comes to psychology. I would probably join those groups. Some of those groups are active. Some of those groups is just for you to learn from them lah.
Yalah.
If you are like Nazrin who engages every Tom, Dick and Harry, you have the time to do that, go ahead. I'm not like that person. I wait for people to engage with me kalau on LinkedIn.
Sama.
Now
gatherer lah kot.
Betul. That first question was about apa tadi tu yang first question?
The e-com.
E-cam, my point of reference with Prof Karim. Remember Prof Karim
Penang
USM tu? He was the one who introduced e-cam. And as it takes a bit of learning, But dia ada support group ni, ICAM ni. And the support group kalau you tengok dalam Facebook, dia punya support group is very good. In fact, ICAM sendiri pun ada bagi free training for you to start you off lah kiranya. Itu satu. The tools in ICAM tu memang banyak. Especially they just introduce the interview punya mode, which I want to do with you sebenarnya. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe one day we'll find the time and I'll run ICAM with you to get you a feel of what ICAM is all about. Yeah, and I'll show you.
Will do.
Yeah. So we'll do that live. Kalau I nak cerita dengan you kat sini, you won't get a picture. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that would be great.
We'll do it live.
Sure.
Yeah, especially the interview mode will be like this, you know. Bukan saja macam ni, we can add another 3 more guests and dia keluar macam mana CNN kan, kadang-kadang dia ada 4 speaker tu talking all at once. Oh, dia keluar macam tu. Oh, picture in picture kan. Sangat professional, amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. Alright.
So we'll talk more about that nanti lah.
Sure. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Alright, thank you.
Have a great weekend, insyaAllah. See you tomorrow. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, salam dekat Puan Besar.
InsyaAllah. Puan Sharifah sihat
ada ni sihat.
Okay, salam.
InsyaAllah. Baik, Assalamualaikum. Terima kasih.